Hey guys, this is Thomas Knapp with Financial Empowerment, and this scholarship is the Davidson Fellows Scholarship, and it is up to $50,000. So you do not want to miss out on this one. You definitely don't want to overlook this one and not check it out if you are eligible. So let's jump right into the website. So if we take a look here we are on the Davidson Institute website, and we can actually go ahead and scroll down here. And it says the Fellows Scholarship. Now, this is a prestigious scholarship for high achieving students. As we said here, up to $50,000. They also award $25,000 and $10,000 scholarships to gifted and high achieving students 18 years old or under. So if you're older than 18, this obviously won't apply to you. So pretty much high school and under for this scholarship. Now, if we go back over to here and we keep scrolling, it says the deadline is February 9th of 2022. So you definitely want to make sure you get your applications in before that deadline. They go eligibility and applications. We will go there, but we're going to scroll down a little bit further. For now, you can see how to apply. But here's what I want to highlight right now, the scholarship categories. So the different scholarship categories are science, technology, engineering, mathematics, literature, music, philosophy, and a category called outside the box. Again, you do have to be 18 or younger to apply for this. If we scroll down here past this, to the frequently asked questions, it says, who is eligible to apply for the Davidson Fellowship or Fellows Scholarship? So if we click on that, it says, again, you have to be 18 years or under, which we talked about. You do have to be a U.S. citizen residing in the United States, a permanent resident, or you have to be stationed overseas due to active U.S. military duty. Now, you do have to complete a significant piece of work in one of the submission categories. Those categories are the ones that we just referenced. And you have to be able to demonstrate that the work is your own creation. And you have to be able to attend with at least one parent or guardian the award reception. And that is actually going to happen in Massachusetts. So that's the eligibility and what is required to apply for this scholarship. So again, let's open this up. It says each category has different requirements. Every applicant must submit the required elements outlined within their category choice, and we will go through that, plus 2 nominator forms and all of the attachments. Applicants and their parents must sign a statement of commitment that if you are named a Davidson Fellow, that you and your parent or guardian will attend the award reception, which, as I said, is in Massachusetts. So let's go back up here now to the top, and then we'll go here where it says eligibility and application. Scroll down to here, how to apply for the scholarship fellows. So here's a step-by-step detail on eligibility, category requirement, project criteria, application submissions, and the review process. The 2022 application again is due February 9th. So we're going to click on this apply for fellows. And that takes us to here, how to apply for the fellow scholarship. So the first thing is that it is open. Here's the eligibility, which we already went over. Now, one thing that is new for 2022 is that they allow teams of 2 that are eligible. And so previously, you had to basically do an entire project on your own as an individual. Now, starting in 2022, they are allowing 2 people to work together as a team to create this project or significant work. And we will get into the details of what that means. But just know that you don't have to do it all by yourself anymore. You can do it as part of a team. So I think that's pretty cool. So back over to here. Again, 18 and under, citizen, we already talked about all that. Here's the FAQs and the deadline. And if we continue to scroll down here, again, review category requirements and project criteria. So scholarships are awarded on the basis of significant work. So significant work is, and this is what we're talking about, defined as accomplishment that experts in the field recognize as meaningful and has the potential to make a positive contribution to society. So it can include an exceptionally creative application of existing knowledge, a new idea with high impact, an innovative solution with broad range implications, an important advancement that can be replicated and built upon, an interdisciplinary discovery, a prodigious performance, and one of the categories is music, so that's part of what that's related to, another demonstration of extraordinary accomplishment. Information for teams, and you can kind of read this if you want to be part of the team. Again, here, note, projects in the arts, including photography, sculpture, film, visual, etc., are not eligible for consideration. So we're going to get to the categories here, but music is a category for the arts, but as I said there, and they also reference like dance and those kinds of arts, right now, at least, that's not a category that they are giving scholarships for. The categories, again, are science, technology, engineering, mathematics, literature, music, philosophy, and outside the box. Now, here it says requirement checklist per category. As they said before, each category has its own set of requirements but the format is similar. So we're gonna go through an example one so you can see that format, but just know that the specific requirements that you have to do for your category will be a little bit different, but the overall format will be similar. So let's click on this. All right, and then that brings us to this page, which is Fellows Scholarship categories. So if we look at these categories, and it does say carefully review the category requirements checklist below. Each category has its own set. So science, technology, engineering, mathematics, literature, music, philosophy, and then outside the box. Now, each one again has their own set of criteria. So we're just going to click on this first one here, the science one. So if we click on science, so now that we're on this page, this is all the specific requirements for the science category. So we're going to go down here again. It reminds us once again, the deadline is February 9th. Now here again, you have to submit a work in a specific domain area of science. So select one. So you got to pick which one and then add a specific field in this category. Now again, if you're not doing science, it's going to be specific to whatever category you are doing. Then if we scroll down here, it does say important. And then it specifies specific to science, different categories that are not eligible. And then it says here, like these ones are eligible. And then this is eligible if, and it gives some criteria. So again, this won't mean anything to you if you're not doing science, but if you are doing science, then this matters. So keep track of all of that. It does say, please submit documentation with the preliminary portion of the application, which will be reviewed by the Davidson Institute for Talent Development. And at its sole discretion will determine eligibility. So just understand they're still going to review all this stuff to determine eligibility. So if you want to guarantee you're eligible, then just be really specific about what you're paying attention to in the criteria that they just gave you, and any additional criteria. But anything that's sort of like on the fringe, when you submit it, it may or may not count. So just be aware of that. Now, if we scroll down, so here, this is the part where it's sort of like similar. So we got the category components. There's going to be a formal research report, including a bibliography, a visual model, and then it says if computer code is there, then include that as well. And then it gives some details about that. And then all of them will need this. The 2 nominators are required. So it says 2 individuals who are familiar with your work must each submit a David Fellows nominating form. Family members and relatives may not serve as nominators. You know, it's going to be like teachers that you work with, or anybody that you do work with outside of school, but those kinds of people are going to be your nominators. And then if we continue down here, these are the attachments. Remember, it said that you have to fill out all of the attachments with each one. All of the categories will have process essays with part 1, 2, and 3 that you have to answer the questions. The next section, attachment 2, is significance and benefit to society essay. So this again will be specific to your category, but all of the categories will have this. And then the questions in the part here will be specific to your category. And then they all have this, attachment 3, which is a video describing your work. It's a maximum of a 10-minute home production quality video recording. So nothing, a high cinematic value or anything. Home recording stuff is fine. They expect that. You're encouraged to speak from the heart in your video rather than reading directly from a script. So again, this is an opportunity to add. You have a 10-minute video. They don't want you to repeat everything that was just said in the other 2 essay portions. They want this video essay section to be an opportunity for you to expound upon and say additional information that was not included in the other parts of the other 2 essays and the other attachments. So every single category is going to have the opportunity for the essay part, the process, the essay part about kind of the implications, and then this video essay part. Then we move on here. So here's all the stuff related to the video. And then they do want you to upload it to YouTube. So they say either create an account, which is free, or sign in, and then you're going to upload it and follow these instructions there. So that's the information that you need to know about every category. Now we're going to go back. And so we're going to scroll through all of this. And here's the rules and regulations. So again, here are the rules and regulations. Once you click on that link, all applications must be submitted on time. Incomplete applications will be disqualified. They may submit only 1 application. Applications must not be sent via email. And the fellowship program runs all the applications through a plagiarism detection software. So obviously you're not going to submit something for a scholarship that could be up to $50,000 that you've plagiarized and stolen from somebody. So just make sure it's your own work, and you have to prove that and be able to prove that it is your own work that you are submitting. Now here are some conditions. Each scholarship may be used only for qualified tuition and related expenses as defined by the IRS code and related regulations. So we come back to the how to apply section. We scroll past these first things that we already covered. and past the categories, which was here, and then to this next section, which is the actual application submission and deadline. So it says, please submit the initial portion of the application as soon as possible. The sooner you submit the initial portion, the sooner the application can be approved, and give your nominators more time to fill out their form details below. The initial portion will ask you for your project title and description, as well as your nominators' names and email addresses. If you leave any of these fields blank, your application will be sent back to you for completion. So you are going to send in your application to them, this initial portion. They're going to review it. You already sent them the information about your nominators, so that if they approve this initial process, then they will contact your nominators directly for a response for that part of the process. When the initial portion of your application is approved, you will receive an email notification alerting you that you can continue on with your application, and automatic emails will be sent to your nominators. And then here's a sample form if you need that. When they've completed their initial forms, confirmation of receipt of the emails will be sent to the applicant and nominators. So they're gonna let you know that the nominators have finished their portion, and if you don't get that confirmation, you can kind of contact those people you selected to nominate you and kind of be like, hey, you should have received an email. Can you please reply to it? That sort of a thing, to make sure that you're taking care of everything on your end. Once you've submitted all of the application materials, category requirements, and attachments, the parent form will automatically be sent to your parents. Note, only one parent form is required. If it's a team submission, one parent from each required team member is required. And then once you've submitted all of those application materials, including category requirements and attachments and parent forms and both nomination forms, then your application will move from the received queue to the completed queue, and you will receive a confirmation again of receipt of all of your application materials. So please be patient as the deadline approaches. This confirmation of receipt email takes a little bit longer to be sent. Again, the deadline for receipt of all of the application materials is February 9th. So you can't just wait. You can't wait until February 8th to try to submit everything at once, because it's kind of a multiple step process. So the initial submission of your ID and all that stuff, and then they got to contact your nominators, they got to send it back. Then when all that comes, then they talk to your parents, you got to send parent stuff back, and then you finish submitting all of the requirements. So it's like something you can't wait till the last minute to do. But again, they're talking about giving away $50,000 in this scholarship, so it's not something you're going to be able to do at the last minute anyways. It's something you want to definitely prepare for ahead of time. It says, now that you have read all of the important information about the application process and how to apply here. So when we click here, it takes us to this. So once you get to here, if you don't already have an account with them, you can go to create an account. That takes you to here. I'm a student who is applying, or I'm a parent who is applying on behalf of a student. So click which one is here. Let's say you're a student, and then this is where you're going to fill out all of that information. And look here, communication, the parent information, address information, phone information. Again, go through all this. I'm a robot, submit. This is how you will start the process. And from here, they're just going to contact you and email with you. And the next step after you submit all this stuff is kind of walking you through how to submit all of those required materials. But again, if you qualify, or if you're interested in any of these categories that qualify, including like music or outside the box, then definitely apply, because you can win $50,000 with this Davidson Fellows Scholarship. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. Now, in addition to scholarships to win money for college, there's other ways to win money for college outside of scholarships, and there's also things that you can do to reduce how much you owe for college in the first place. I have a course that's linked in the description that you can take to learn all the ways that you can not only find money for college, but reduce the cost of college. And if you want to check out any other scholarships that are due this month, you can click on here, or I do have a playlist of videos here about all the things that you need to know about winning scholarships. Click that video here. Remember, you can pay for college without student loans. Stay empowered, and we will see you next time.